What's up, all my chicken people? I'm Luke. Welcome to 5 Acre Farms. I got another Temu review, so you don't have to. I'm not sure if that rhymes or not, but one of the things I was going to review was a chicken door. The cheapest automatic chicken door on Temu. Looks a lot like the Run Chicken Coop door you find on Amazon, except this one's $16, not $200. And it doesn't work. Surprise, surprise. Put brand new batteries in. Turn the on switch. Tried different batteries. Did everything I could. Didn't work. $16. Very flimsy. Very cheap. As expected. I'm not buying these products because I think they're good products. I'm buying these products so you guys don't have to. If they're junk, then I'm going to tell you they're junk. If they're worth their money, I'm going to tell you they're worth their money. Don't buy a cheap chicken door expecting it to work. Now, Temu did give me my $16 back, or at least credit, which is what I asked for. So, don't be hating on me for buying off-brand crap, because I'm doing it so you don't have to. Because this thing had like however many thousand purchases. How many of those 1,000 people had already had a bad one? Let me grab the one I bought to replace this one. This is the one I got on Amazon to actually use instead of that one. I just haven't got it installed yet. This is the same one I have out on the Eggmobile. And as soon as I opened the box, the thing opened. And it opens and closes every day in here in the garage. And it's not even out of the box. I'll pull it out, I guess, for you. This is the first time it's been out of the box. But this is what it looks like. Just type in automatic coop door on Amazon. Should probably turn this thing off. But anyway, battery probably finally died in the open position. But what I like about this one is it comes with a solar panel. So I don't have to add batteries. It does have a remote, not that I use the remote. I really like it out there on the Eggmobile. Haven't had any issues with it yet. It's going on 3 or 4 months, maybe 3 months, but it comes with mounting bracket, charging cable, everything for the solar panel to hook right up to this. Obviously, automatic coop doors have come a long way since we started using them. I think this one was about 60 bucks, and for not needing batteries, I wanted something that had a solar panel so I never had to worry about batteries. Never had to worry about it going dead. But I'll probably install this on maybe the big barn so I don't have to let them out every single morning, or they can come out whenever the sun comes up. But I have, if you guys saw in my last video, we talked about the pigeon coop. I think I'm going to turn that into a chick barn where I grow out chicks out of. So I think I'm going to use this there. We got a lot of fencing to build before I get to that point, but this isn't what I'm here to review. What's inside this box is what I'm here to review. So let me put this up and we'll start doing some unboxing. Inside this box is Temu's, at the time I ordered this, cheapest chicken coop. Temu's cheap to begin with, but then when you'll find their cheapest of their cheap, then you really have low standards. But I spent my good hard money to make this video for you guys, so I hope you guys enjoy it. But I paid $91 up there on the top, $91.11. Now if you go click on it, it says this item is sold out, so it's hard to, at the time this was the cheapest one. I think maybe the next one now is like maybe this gray one here, which is going to be similar. It's 119. But 152, 138. And there's all sorts of little ways you can do coupon codes on this thing and like play little stupid games. I don't know. Most of them look to be a little over $100. Oh, here's one. Hey, looky here. Even cheaper. $81. Everything looks great in the picture when you put a chicken next to it. But you always want to look at the picture with the dimensions on Temu, because this thing is only 30 inches tall at the highest point. So that's like 3 foot at the highest point, and 55 inches long by 14 inches wide. Is that right? 14.6 inches wide. That's only like that wide by, I don't know, 50 some inches. That's not very big, but it's $81. Everything looks big in the picture when you put chickens and dogs and rabbits next to it. I'm assuming that's similar to what this is going to be like, since it's all in this one box. But we're going to open it up for you guys. We're going to put it together, and we're going to see if it's actually feasible. Now, when we first got into chickens, we didn't know what we were doing, just like a lot of you guys when you got into chickens for the first time. We went to Tractor Supply or Orscheln's or whatever the farm store was at the time, and bought a chicken coop. And we wanted one we didn't have to build, which is kind of why I haven't done this video yet, since I've had this box for a couple months. I just don't want to build something I know is going to be crap. So we went to the farm store, bought a already put together one. It barely made it home without blowing into pieces in the back of a truck. And as soon as we got it home, we just kept mowing it over and was like, well, if we start using this, it's going to be harder to return if it breaks. I mean, you could take the whole thing and like torque it and move it and bend it, and it's just one of those cheap coops. So I highly suggest, do not, if it's cheap for a reason. And that goes with pretty much everything in life. You get what you pay for. That was always a phrase I used quite a bit. You get what you pay for. That coop was still like $400, and it was already put together, and it was supposed to house like 4 chickens. But it was like half the size of the bed of this pickup. It was just, anyway, we put it back on the truck and took it back home. Took it back, got our money back, and built the pen the Silkies are in now. So, or built the coop the Silkies are in, and most of that was all reused metal and wood. I think we had, I don't know, maybe $100 into that thing, and it's been on fire twice because we were dumb enough to put heat lamps in it when we first started getting into chickens. Don't put heat lamps, red heat lamps in your coops, people. That's how fires start. Anyway, I'm hopefully not going to regret this. But we're going to put this together and see if I can find something that will fit in this thing. I have Seramas, I have Millies, I have Silkies. Those are all bantams that are probably the only thing that's going to fit in these coops. But let's put it together and see what it actually looks like. And hopefully it doesn't look like the picture where it's tiny. Hopefully it's bigger in person. Let's start unboxing. Well, it's about as big as I would expect it to be, since it fit in a box and came from China. The instructions are all pictures, so it's man friendly. Pretty much everything is Phillips head screws, I believe. Each little bag has a number on it. Has some wood pegs, some little blocks, I think, for like turning blocks to lock doors open and closed. But I don't want to put my eggs before my basket, but it's really not a terrible looking coop. Like, I don't see a whole lot of flaws or imperfections. Like, I don't see staples missing. I mean, everything looks stained. Now, obviously, these things don't weigh nothing. It's like balsa wood or something. Whatever kind of freaking cheap wood they have in China, I guess. I mean, it's not oak, I can tell you that. Or walnut. That thing doesn't weigh nothing. But they do use hardware cloth on everything, which is nice. The staples seem to be good. Smells like wood. Pretty much all the big pieces are already put together, which is nice. Saves me a lot of work, which is kind of one of the reasons I've been regretting to do this, because I figured I was going to be putting a lot more of this together than what it looks like I'm going to be doing. So I guess I'll put you in time lapse. Looks like most of these pieces are maybe labeled. Yeah, a lot of these pieces have numbers on them. Like this one's number 4. So part number 4. Should be pretty easy to put together. I've never put one of these together before, but I've put a lot of other stuff together, so it shouldn't be too bad. Alright, I guess I'll put you back in time lapse and we'll put this chicken coop together, which I think is big enough for maybe 2 chickens. There you have it, guys. Fully assembled in, I think, about 25 minutes. Now it's not rocket science to put this thing together. The instructions are very simple. If you know how to use a drill and read instructions. If you were really trying to get it done fast, you could easily do it in 15, 20 minutes. Gives you a couple extra screws, but for the most part, everything went together really well, surprisingly, for being something that was what I would claim as mass-produced in China. Everything seemed to line up pretty well. There's a few gaps where cuts are long. The only issue I had was this ridge cap here. I sucked down this top ridge cap and it broke apart the glued together ridge cap because of the force on both sides of the screws. But the only thing I can say is don't over tighten the screws. But latches, everything. There's a door on the front, a little door down here, a little door up here. Comes with a ramp. Inside here is that little latch, so the door opens up inside the coop for the chickens to go down the ramp. There's a poop tray. I would suggest putting either horse bedding pellets or wood shavings in there. Has a little divider in here, so I guess you can collect eggs. The back side is vented, so obviously if you want to use this for the winter, you're probably going to want to cut a piece of wood that just kind of fits over there that you can remove and take away. I guess it's nice you can see in there and see if you got eggs. The hens are going to question laying in there if this is open, I guess, because they like to have privacy and a dark area to lay. There's not really a dark area because this is also hardware cloth. You're probably gonna have to close off this too. I mean, it's awesome for the summer because of the airflow, but for the winter Man, I didn't know you could build something and it feels smaller. As the bigger you build it, the smaller it feels. This is it. Granted, it was under $100, but to give you a perspective, it is completely 17 inches wide by 53 inches. So let me see if I can't do some math real quick. 53 divided by 144. So you're looking at 6.25 square foot. If you're going to leave chickens in here full time, kind of the rule of thumb is like if you're going to make a run off your coop and you're going to leave your chickens in your run 24/7, 10 to 20 square foot per bird is kind of what industry standards are if they're going to live in there full time. This is only a little over 6 square foot, so it's not even big enough to leave one chicken in there 24/7. Now, I think the only chicken that would find benefit with this is like a pair of Seramas or Old English bantams. Bantams is about the only thing. I'm not sure a full-grown like Rhode Island Red or Brahma could fit through that door. But I would also suggest that you free range them. I think this is a great little option if you put it in an area with like a chicken yard where you can let them out. Say you have a fenced in area that's 30 foot by 30 foot or 40 foot by 40 foot, a little chicken yard. I think you could put 3 or 4 chickens in here. Bantams, not full grown chickens. Like I think 3 or 4 silkies could live in here, or like I said, Seramas, Old English, millefleurs, porcelain, Declays, millefleur Declays, anything like that. Any bantam or booted bantam cochins. Anyway, I think it's a functional coop for a bantam. And it'd probably even make a decent little cat house. If you need something for your cats that live outside, you know, put some carpet or some bedding in there and just be able to let them out during the day to do cat things. I don't know. One thing I would be interested in, this is what I might use it for. I might put quail in it to grow out quail. It's so light you could easily pick it up and move it from grass clump to grass clump around your yard. And I bet you could raise, well, if it's 6 square foot, you need about 1 square foot per bird. You could easily run 6 to 10 quail in here. You could probably run a few more if you're moving it every couple days. But there's plenty of room in here. The only thing I would be concerned about is if the quail actually walk up the ramp to get in here at night. I would assume they would all stay down here in the bottom part. If you're going to train your quail or train any chicken, you almost need to lock them in here for a couple days. You'd hate to lock a chicken in here for a couple days because it's tiny, but I think a chicken would figure out that that's their roosting area and nesting area. But quail, I think you'd have to lock in here for a few days before you open this little ramp door and let them out. And maybe they would start climbing up in there. If you left the food and water in there, I think they would figure out that that's where they need to come up and sleep, I guess. That's about all they'd do up there. But if you're going to keep chickens in here 24/7, they better be small, because there's hardly any room in here to even put a feeder and a water. If you're going to keep chickens in here full time, you need to be moving this thing every day. Especially if you have 3 chickens in here, like a breeding trio or something, two hens and a rooster, you probably need to be moving it every day or every 2 days. But I told you how long it was and how wide it was. total height of 34 inches. The inside compartment is going to be that roughly 16 inches by about 22 inches, 21 inches. So it is what it is. I know some of you guys are going to hate on me for having a Temu, buying from Temu, because it's not made in America, and I get that, but there's going to be a lot of people that go to YouTube looking for product reviews, and I'm just here to build something and review it for you guys so you can make an educated decision if this is a style of coop that you think will work on your farm. And there's a lot of people that start with something like this. Excuse me. There's a lot of people that start with coops like this. I usually suggest to start with something bigger because chicken math is real. But if you just want some couple little chicken companions in the backyard, some silkies or some bantams of some sort, and you're going to free range them in your backyard during the day and lock them up at night, for $100 you can have yourself a little coop. I think I'm going to try this with quail though. It may work with rabbits. I'm not a rabbit guy, so, but I'm going to try it with quail. Unless you guys get this to like 50,000 views in a couple days or something, or if it gets to, let's just say 20,000 likes. I don't know if that's, I need to look to see if that's a lot of likes for my videos. Probably is. If you can get this to 20,000 likes, I'll just fill it with tannerite and blow it up. I know some of you aren't going to be happy about that because it's a perfectly good coop, but if you want to see something blow up, just hit the like button, get it to 20,000 likes in a couple weeks or something, and I'll just fill it with tannerite. And all right, I'll wait till Caitlin gets home next couple days. I got some quail in the brooder room that are 3 or 4 weeks old. Once they're about 5 weeks old, I'll probably bring these guys outside and put them in here and see how it works. And just keep an eye out in one of my next videos here in a few weeks, and I'll let you know if it works out for quail. But I think that's all I got for this video. Hope you guys enjoy. I understand it's not made in America, but I'm not sure any of these small coops are made in America. And you can't build it. I don't think there's a way you could build this for under $100. By the time you buy all this trim piecing and the stain and the screws and the amount of time you would have in the detail work of like notching everything out. Like all these cuts are notched and glued together with screws, backing boards. I mean, the amount of time you'd have into building something like this if you're not mass producing it would be substantial. So if your time is valuable, you'd be, I mean, if you're going to build something, just build something bigger for $100. I mean, a couple $100. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. It's got like a little asphalt shingle top to it. This wood is not great in the weather, so don't expect this to be a long-term solution coop. This will last you probably about a year out in the elements. But if you're going to run it through winter, I highly suggest just getting a piece of wood and blocking it up in here. Maybe put some more of these little tabs that come down over that piece of wood you put in on both sides, because you don't want this inside coop being that cold of a place. So there you have it. Temu coop. Is it junk? If you guys have bought one of these, if you guys have bought one of these, let me know your opinion on it. If you still got it, you're still using it every day, how many years have you got out of it? And let me know if you would buy it again if you've bought one before. I've owned one almost exactly like this for the Seramas when we first started, and it it functioned. That's about it. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one. I got stuff stuck in my throat and it's not going away, so I sound terrible. But we'll see you guys on the next one. You know the deal. We love you. Don't haggle with your egg supplier. Buy your chicks local, and we'll see you on the next one.